Hello everybody, welcome back. Have another brand new knife for you today, and this is one of the newest releases from BladeHQ. This is one of their exclusives from Kizer. So this is the Kizer Vanguard Sheepdog. And so this is a really nicely made liner lock, and this particular run of the Vanguard Sheepdog has these really nice micarta scales. So this particular model right here, I chose for the natural micarta, which is kind of this brownish color, as well as this black coated blade. So the Kizer Sheepdog line has been around for a while, and it comes in a few different variants. So if you look around, you're going to see them in several different sizes, all the way from around a 2.5 inch blade or so up into a larger full-size folder. This one kind of falls in the middle a little bit, and the blade length on this guy is going to be about 3.25 inches. And so to me, that's right around the average size of a knife that I would appreciate to carry. And that being said, I don't own too many Kizers, and this knife right here makes me wonder why I don't own more, because the fit and finish on this thing is really stupendous, or amazing, I should say. As soon as I took it out of the box, I was kind of really excited just to handle it. And I haven't said that about a knife in quite a while. Like, I can't find really any flaws or downsides to this particular knife here. So we can see, of course, I love this micarta scale on both sides. Really grippy. It's not a super smooth, polished micarta, which you get sometimes. This one definitely has some grip. It's almost like a G10. But with micarta, it has that really nice natural coloring. And as you use it, it's going to gain a nice finish over time. So it's going to wear with you and kind of age with you as well. And so I really like the idea of that. But that being said, this knife did come in the natural micarta. It came in a green micarta and a black micarta, along with the black coated blade and the satin colored blade. So there were several different variants you could pick up. And as of right now, unfortunately, they did sell out, but it does say on BladeHQ's website that they are coming soon. So hopefully they'll restock them. You know, hopefully it's not just one and done limited run. But that being said, it's worth it to pay attention to their social medias for when they announce things like this, because they do tend to go fast. So this particular one I picked up right when it was announced around 10 a.m. On a Friday. And honestly, before I was done with work that day, they were gone. So that's kind of just how it goes. But that being said, the knife itself, I love the size and form factor. And for being such a wide, beefy blade, it's actually nice and thin. And it's very lightweight, because you would think for a knife of this size, it's going to be well above 5, 6, 7 ounces. But this one right here, 4.5. And actually on my scale, I think it came in at a little less than that. So let me see what it comes out to. 4.46 ounces. And it feels a lot lighter than that, honestly. I think 4.5 ounces is even pushing it, because when it's in hand, these micarta scales just feel super lightweight. The handles themselves are very thin, the liners are skeletonized, and they're also coated in that black finish. And I don't have too many knives with a black finish on it. I know sometimes when it's a cheap finish, it can wear and look really aged really quickly. And so I don't always prefer it, but when it's done right, you know, it can be very striking. And of course, it provides a good level of rust resistance. So this sheep's foot blade right here, a very classic style of working knife. One neat feature I saw on it was just this little ridge up on the top. I'm not sure what that's for in particular. So if you have an idea of what feature this little ridge serves, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I mean, it does add some style to it, part of the design, so it's not just a smooth line this way, and it kind of separates it from a Warncliffe style. But that being said, pocket clip wise, we have one position only, and so that's going to be tip up right side carry, and so I think most people utilize that, and so that's just kind of what they went for here, unfortunately. So they did exclude some lefties. But that being said, like I said, the fit and finish is really, really awesome. Like, just the action out of that box. The detent feels great. The flipping action, I mean, you almost can't fail to flip it. It just feels really solid. And that clack it makes when it opens is just impressive. You know, I find it hard to gush over a knife at times, but this one makes it really easy. It's really well done. And so the last Kizer I owned was from a couple of years ago, so I mean, it was a good knife. But since then, I'm guessing they have done quite a bit of improvements to their factory, to their fit and finish, because this one is really light, you know, light years ahead of it. And so that being said, I really do enjoy this knife. I am glad that I picked it up. Let's do some comparisons size-wise, at least so you can get an idea of how big it is. So let me pull up a couple of comparisons here. So there is the Sheepdog. We have the good old Kershaw Blur. So let's put that pivot to pivot as much as possible. So you can see it's a full-size knife. It's not small, but it's also not huge either. So we have a Spyderco Endura as well. So we can see it's kind of right in the middle between these two knives, and size-wise, weight-wise, it kind of fits in the same category. Because of the width of the blade, I will say though, depending on how much pocket space you have, you might notice it takes up a fair amount of space in the pocket. I think it's worth the trade-off just to have that action and that quality in your pocket. The blade steel on this knife is a BD1N, and I'm not too familiar with that class of steel. I'm going to assume it's a step above, your common, 8CR 13 MOV type steels. Not sure if it's quite as good as a D2, but again, it is not the lowest class steel possible, and for the price they were asking, you would expect something, above D2. You would expect something above, your 8CRs or your 9CRs. So we have a BD1N steel here, and I think that's perfectly respectable for most uses you're going to have. It would have surprised me if they did anything higher than that, because the price probably would have shot up, over $100. And I think at the price they offered this, you're getting a lot of value there, because it came out, it was $89. And again, you're getting natural micarta scales, which have a really, really nice grip factor on them. I mean, I don't know if the audio is picking that up, but I mean, you can feel that grippiness to it. Has these slots, so when it's in your hand, you feel like you have a good grip. There's no jimping on the top. As you can see there, it's nice and smooth, but I don't feel like it needs it. Even if your hands are wet, I think you're going to get a good grip on this blade, on this knife. And I appreciate what Kizer is doing here. So this was, as far as I know, this variant of the knife with the micarta scales was a BladeHQ exclusive. And of course, I'm not shilling for them or anything, but they are one of the bigger knife retailers out there. So a lot of the stuff I buy does come from them. But I am an equal patron of Knife Center, of GP Knives. But here is the box where you can clearly say it says BladeHQ exclusive. So that being said, if you guys have any questions about this knife, feel free to leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. The Kizer Vanguard Sheepdog. Very nice liner lock knife. Very nice action, really. This is pretty darn impressive, and I like what they're doing with their newer knives here. So hopefully you all have a good day. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.